I gotta tell you, the stagecraft here is something else. First, it was a book published in 2001. Director Ang Lee turned it into a film in 2012, and now it is coming to life on Broadway at the Gerald Schoenfeld Theater 8 times a week. Life of Pi is the story of a 16-year-old boy who survives a shipwreck in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, somehow survives on a lifeboat for 227 days. His primary companion on that little boat, a Royal Bengal tiger. And joining us now from Life of Pi, award-winning actor Hiran Abeysekera. Thank you so much for being here today.
My pleasure.
First of all, congratulations. You won the Olivier Award, the British equivalent to the Tony, recently for this role, so congrats on that.
Thank you.
I had the privilege of seeing this last night. The visual spectacle, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but I just kind of want to ask you, in your own words, what does this show explore here? What is the theme here?
Ooh, quite a few. One is survival. And another is facing the demons that all of us have in us, you know, and accepting them and moving forward with them, and sometimes letting go of them, even though that's also a scary part of life. What else? Like immigration, like moving, finding a new home.
There was some religion too.
Mainly, I think it's the sort of curiosity about the divine, I would say.
Yeah, curiosity about the divine.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about the puppeteers. So the tiger is played by, is it 3 puppeteers?
Yeah, 3.
And you were telling me in the break that it's split up by...
Yeah, it's the head, the heart, and hind.
The head, heart, and hind. So as an actor, how do you play off of this character? I'm very curious here. Yeah,
it's quite mad. It's I see the puppeteers as, if you imagine them as Richard Park itself as a piece of music, and each puppeteer is a musician. So you're listening to the whole piece of, you're responding to the whole piece of music rather than each individual musician, and that's how I work with it. But when we first, it's quite remarkable because when we first started rehearsing it, the puppeteers are not always adorned. Adorned meaning like in the puppet itself, because it's like quite heavy. And it's just 3 of them just in contact, moving and responding.
Without the puppet itself?
Without the puppet itself.
Just the 3 of them?
Just 3 of them. And moving and responding to every single thing I do.
Do you not look at their faces, the puppeteers' faces, or do you?
Oh no, not when they're in the puppet.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's always at the tiger's head.
I mean, that's how, I think, weirdly, that's how the magic is created. Like, they never look at me either.
It is quite magical, yeah.
Because you forget that they're there, don't you?
Yes, you absolutely do. And I had to keep reminding myself, I'm like, wow, there's another person that you really, the one's really buried in there. And just the visual stagecraft of this show, because the blending, we were looking at some video there, the blending of the lights, the sound, and some of what happens with the set.
Yeah.
Tell us everything that's involved in making a Broadway stage feel like the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, I don't, well.
There's a lot going on.
That's, you're lighting the boat. I don't know, and a lot of me just going like that.
Well, the boat really rises from the stage, and it's interesting because the boat sort of becomes this blend of like there's the hospital room involved too for part of the narrative here. What's your favorite part about? You told me you've been involved with this show for about 4 years now.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite part of this journey?
Oh, I think it's the rediscovering the curiosity I said about, like things that I can't explain. Because when I was a kid, I remember being very curious about like nature and how things work, like the stars and what happens, about God. And then as I get older, like those things are put to a side, and we have to like deal with like everyday things.
With life,
with life, yeah.
Now you're re-exploring those things. Yeah, amazing.
Like, I think,
amazing.
Yeah, it's like getting that curiosity back.
Yeah.
And just deciding, just like in the play, which story that you want to like believe in.
It is fun to watch, I got to tell you that. Hiran Abeysekera, thank you so much for being here. Go check out The Life of Pi at the Gerald Schoenfeld Theater 8 times a week.